Tamammışız, hazırmışız. Kısa bir tabii ki teknolojik hazırlığımız oldu her zaman olduğu gibi. Ama Skype'ı çözdük. Ryan bizimle. Ryan Creative Commons CEO'su, başkanı. Bugün bize bir mesajı olacak. Ardından da Avrupa Koordinatörü Güven bizimle birlikte olacak. Onun da yine size kısa bir sunumu var. Sonunda, daha doğrusu Ryan konuştuktan sonra sonunda eğer isteyen olursa sorularınızı alabiliriz. Ben de buradan eğer bir ses problemimiz olursa iletmeye çalışacağım. So, Ryan, you can hear me, right? Okay. Okay, great. So I just wanted to thank you, for being with us. This morning we had a great morning, I must say. I'm saying myself, but I just think that actually, the discussions has been helpful, so far, and the opening actually talks were quite lightening up. This is, how I can say. I also hope, the rest of the day actually will go okay. And so everybody actually is ready to hear all about from you. Okay? Thank you. Yes, we are ready to hear from you.
Great. Hello. I can't see all of you, but we did spin the camera around a little bit, so I did get a quick view. Good morning. I'm coming to you from Toronto, Canada. Actually, if you look over my shoulder here, there's my daughter Adelaide. She's 5, and we're about to get ready for school here. It's about 7:30 in the morning here in Toronto. I wish I could be there in person, but I'm on my way to Cape Town, South Africa, to participate in our second Institute for Open Leadership, and so the travel schedule just didn't quite align for us. But I'm really happy to join all of you. This is a very exciting time for Creative Commons and for this movement. There are global movements of copyright reform and open access, open data, education, culture, the maker movement, open source. We're seeing this global rise of these movements and all of them coming together. It's a really exciting time also for CC and the work that we've done over these many years. Our most recent State of the Commons report found over 1.1 billion licensed works in the world, a massive archive of materials that anyone can use and reuse. And the ideas and the ideals of what we do, of openness and collaboration, have never been more mainstream. This really is a moment for all of us to seize and to jump in. CC lives at the heart of all of that work, and now you're a vital part of that. The global success of CC is because of the global work of the 85 affiliates all over the world who have, over many years, ported the licenses, advised on key international developments, supported translation, but most importantly, grown this community of leaders like yourselves who have stepped up to help shape the future of this movement. Affiliate chapters are the local experts, but much more importantly, they have a global view and they are part of a global movement as advocates and as experts and as active contributors. And so I'm very excited to welcome all of you into that. Many of you have already been part of that in various ways, and this is just one new additional way to grow that movement. Today, CC's focus has shifted. We have a new strategy, which you may have seen or had an opportunity to read, which is focused now on building a more vibrant, usable commons powered by collaboration and gratitude. This is a huge shift for Creative Commons from where we began 15 years ago, away from driving adoption, from getting people to pick up and use the licenses, towards trying to create what we think of as a more collaborative commons. We made this change in our strategy over a year and a half period of consultation and discussion, because we knew that if we want to realize our vision of a more equitable, accessible commons, one that is full of innovation and creativity, that what's most important now is that those who want to create can find what they want, that they can use it easily, they understand what they need to do, and that we have this strong and growing culture of sharing and collaboration. Today, CC is more than just a license provider. We're an advocate around the world for open policies, for copyright reform, for open education, and much more. And we're creating new technical solutions to light up the commons, to make it more discoverable, more usable, and more vibrant. I think this is really important work. Also recognize that this work in many parts of the world can also be dangerous, that these are in some places revolutionary ideas. Tuesday, March the 15th will mark 4 years that our friend and our colleague Basil has been in jail. We still don't know where he is. And these ideas that CC embodies, access and equity and innovation through openness and collaboration, are terrifying to some people, and they are radical concepts to some. But they're vital to the success of society. And over the course of history, collaboration has always been at the heart of who we are. And I think it's very, very important work, and I commend all those who choose to do it with us. So CC Turkey is part of something bigger than all of us. It's an opportunity to shape the future of the web, to create this more equitable, creative world for everyone and for yourselves. And I'm really, really excited about the chance to work with all of you. I hope to hear from you often, and I hope to meet many of you in person soon, perhaps at our 2017 Global Summit, which is coming up just about a year from now, about this time of year in a year. But until then, congratulations. I wish you a very good day, and I hope that you will take care of each other, and that I will hear from all of you soon. Thank you.
Yes, Ryan. Okay. Thank you very much, for your talk. I guess, perhaps before you leave, I can just ask the audience, whether they have any question for you. Is that okay?
Sure. I'll just ask you to repeat them in case I can't hear them through the mic.
Okay. Sorusu olan var mıdır aynı? Sorusu görüşü olan. Okay. Looks like everyone actually is happy, with your message. Looks like it. Yeah, as you say, actually, we really hope actually, all this will lead to, quite a change in our society. This is what we all hope. Collaboration and the creativity, from all this thing, all together. So, just bizim gibi mi? Kendi hukuku derken adaptasyon artık yok. Tamam, 4.0'la adaptasyon yok ama bunu öyle söyleyeyim. Okay, there's one question, Ryan. Sorry again. One question actually is asking whether there is any new country right now trying to adapt, CC licenses to their local law, and their local, law themselves. Actually, do you? Have you got any? I don't know, anything to say about that to us? I know that 4.0 licenses, they are all unported right now. There's no situation with that, but this is what people are wondering.
Is the question, is there a country in the world where the licenses cannot be used? Is that the question?
No. Is there any new country trying to adapt, Creative Commons licenses to their local law?
No, we don't do any of what we call porting work anymore because of the work that was done by the global community over the 2 years that preceded the launch of the 4.0 license to create one license that worked everywhere in the world, supported by international copyright conventions. So everywhere in the world that is the case, then those licenses are supported.
Thank you. Perhaps I can add one thing, because this was one of the discussions in the morning. Has there been any resistance towards changing from their previous versions to 4.0 from different countries?
Resistance from which parts of communities? From platforms or from?
No, going to 4.0 from previous licenses, having adapted to it, yeah.
My experience has been that, choosing to move away from ported licenses to a single license was a big decision for the community, and we made it together. And it certainly was a difficult one, but in the end, the decision was made because we thought it was what was best for the license globally. Since that time, I think generally there's an agreement that it has been for the better. And the major barrier to shifting to the new licenses from the old ones is simply, for many organizations, it requires them to do a new review, and a new license means a new review. And so an example would be, our work to try to get Wikipedia to upgrade their license to the 4.0 suite. And that has been driven by our need to translate the licenses. So even though there's one license for the world, that license still has to be translated, and in many cases that work isn't quite finished. And for a community like Wikipedia to have a global conversation about a change in the license they use to share their work, they need it to be able to be read in the languages of all the people who contribute. I think that's the right answer for them. I really think that speaks to the value that they place on their global community, but it also means that it's on us to make sure that we have the licenses translated into every language that we can, so that the people who want to use them can participate fully in understanding them and in using them in their own countries.
Thanks, Ryan. We got another question. Yes.
Hello, Ryan. I want to ask you, in fact, two questions. And in fact, my best license in Creative Commons is the CC0, but you always publish it. We have only 6 licenses. Why do you take part apart from another license, CC0, from another 6 license? And my next question is about machine-readable version of your license agreement. There is a very good version of right expression language, CC right expression language, to make the machine-readable license. But is this language extended for all the CC licenses? For example, as you know, machine-readable version only point to the license itself. Is it possible to write all the license with machine-readable format?
So the second question, I apologize, the audio is a bit tricky over here. The second question was about whether or not the licenses can all be machine-readable.
Yes. Is it possible?
Yeah, the licenses all exist in 3 parts, and the machine-readable component is important to and part of all of the licenses. Yes. So.
Sorry. Yes. For my first question, why do you take part apart from another license, the first license, CC0? Because. Why it is different from your another 6 license? Because you are publishing that license different part of your website.
Yes, so CC0 is not a license, and it's a public domain dedication, which is an important difference because, and we've kept it separate in that way because the early principle of CC was that a user would go from all rights reserved to some rights reserved. And CC0 this CC0 was treated differently as a result. I think in the new website that we're working on, you may see it appear much more closely on the spectrum of ways in which people can share. But I think that it just simply reflects that it's not in fact a license, that it's a separate tool. But I think, and that the commitment is different when you share work under CC0. You give it away forever, for free, and under no restrictions whatsoever, including even attribution to yourself.
Okay, thank you. I love this license because it is very similar to MIT license, and lots of programmers using MIT license for their application. And because of this, I think most people want to use this CC0 for the creative things. And thank you very much.
Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your question.
Thanks. Yes. Başka sorumuz var mı? Okay, Ryan, I think, thank you very much, for joining us today and, sharing our excitement. Thanks a lot and have a good day.
Thank you so much. Have a great day and thanks for inviting me.
Thanks again. Cheers.
Take care.
You too.